fantasy, caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Almond in the Morning. It's Stacy on the right, and it is my pleasure to welcome to the program Todd Starnes. He's
mercenary radio reporter Todd Starnes.
Does that make me crazy?
Well, I've been busy waxing my dinghy.
Does that make me crazy?
Smoking pot from a bong.
Does that make me crazy?
You can get free hookers, just don't decorate them with Christmas ornaments.
Usually what happens is if Todd Starnes is there, it's some kind of catastrophe. So
Yeah, hey, I got to go down. We gotta
fantastic.
get some
At
ribs or
Todd Starnes on Twitter, toddstarnes.com. Hey Todd, welcome to the show.
Hello, Stacy. Yes, Jamie Allman has a theme song for me.
It's my favorite too. I love it.
It's really good. I'll be driving someplace and listen to it, and I'm thinking, how did they come up with that? I just have regular music.
Inevitably, I hear that song in the produce aisle and immediately start talking to someone that I have that I don't know.
That's the aura of the Almond in the Morning show. That's what that is. Chasing you around the grocery store. So, Todd, let's talk about this cross that was up on this town. There's a beloved Christmas tree, and I guess they were able to get the cross back up at the top.
Yes, they were. Thanks to many of our good listeners across the St. Louis area. This town had been putting a cross on the top of their Christmas tree in the town square for as far back as anyone can remember. And this year, a resident complained. We don't know whether they're atheist or not, but a resident complained, filed a lawsuit. The ACLU got involved, and this guy claimed that he had to pass by this cross on his morning commute, and it caused him irreparable harm. Well, I had written a column about this. I suggested the man should just change his morning commute, and that would solve the problem. Anyway, the town decided to go ahead and remove the cross because they couldn't afford the lawsuit. Anyway, they were able to reach a compromise after our story came out. And as a result of that compromise, the cross was returned to the tree. It was not at the top of the tree, but it was very close to the top of the tree. Instead, the town put a star on the top of the tree. And I suggested that people ought not to tell the ACLU what that star represents, or they might be back in court again.
Oh, so thank God they're not aware, right? Because ignorance is bliss. I thought it was fantastic.
I think the ACLU folks are just plumb stupid. But yeah, we'll go with ignorance.
Okay. Well, I thought it was fantastic because it's Christmas, and I don't know about you, Todd, but there is no other holiday that was the impetus for us having all this time off at the end of the year, or there's a reason why the 2 weeks comes around the December 25th. I mean, it's not rocket science. You don't have to have a PhD in, string theory to understand that there's a reason why we have all of this time off and the celebrations, the Christmas trees, the Christmas wreaths, the ornaments. And it's good to see people fight back. So let's talk about the school lessons that say Christians are treating Muslims harshly. I hadn't seen this, and I'm almost scared to ask.
Well, this, again, came from one of our listeners, a mom who was very concerned about her child's classwork. She was helping her daughter prepare for a test, and she noticed these documents, basically rewriting the history of the Crusades, and the lessons went so far as to explain that Christians are still treating Muslims harshly today. Well, this mother blew a gasket, called me. We still have yet to hear from the school district on this particular story. But again, I think this is a great example of indoctrination, public school indoctrination, and why it's important for moms and dads to pay attention to their child's classwork. Because again, this is the only reason that this mom found out that they were trying to indoctrinate her child. I write about this in my new book coming out in February, The Deplorables Guide to Making America Great Again.
Oh, that's
and
good.
I explain how we have to take back our public schools. This fight is not over because, again, the kids are being indoctrinated in our public schools. That's why so many people voted for Bernie Sanders. That's why they think socialism is great. They're being taught that in our public school system.
Todd, one of the things I find interesting is I wonder what the teachers would say if this this mom came back with a fact sheet about the number of terror attacks that happen on a daily basis around the world, or the fact that the Crusades were a pushback against Muslims basically expanding their caliphate across they were in the Western Christendom, spreading Islam. So it wasn't for nothing that we had the Crusades. Thank God we had them. We're out of time. It's been such a pleasure to interview you today. Thank you so much for coming on, Todd.
Thanks, Stacey. Have a great one.
You too. That's at Todd Starnes on Twitter and ToddStarnes.com. I can't wait to hear about the book that's coming out. And when we get back, we will have hour 2 of Stacey on the Right in for Jamie Allman on Allman in the Morning.